Good afternoon, good day again, everyone. Today we're going to be discussing about Eplan 3B. Okay, you can found the Eplan 3B in semifinal week 4 in here. So Eplan 3B. So this is the Eplan. And the chart for this is basically the same in Eplan 3A. So what you're gonna do is you just uh, gonna be downloading the same chart. But since it is the same and you have already done the Eplan 3A, no need to download new or no need to erase your output. The lines are okay, what you did. Just the difference is that you encircle the lighthouse, which I'm gonna be talking about later. So again, basically, this is your, for example, this is the work of your classmates. So for example, this is already E-Plan 3A, yeah? No need to erase that. Okay, just use the same chart. The only difference is that this time you're gonna be encircling the lighthouse. Okay, and I'm gonna be discussing that lighthouse now. So again, going back, this is Eplan 3B. So basically, as always, read the material, understand, and basically this is almost relatively the same material. Also, this E-plan is just in conjunction with the previous E-plan. So the scenario is just the same from Tacloban to Kabugay Bay. That's why no need to delete what you did, just use the same, only this time I want you to encircle the lighthouse. Okay, so now focus on the performance criteria. So this is what I'm talking about, the lighthouse. So interpret the description of the lighthouse at the vicinity of 11 degrees 27.5. So 11 degrees 27.5 and 124 degrees 52 point east. So basically this is the lighthouse what I'm talking about. So you just encircle this one. So what it looks like in your E-plan is just like this. For example, this is your E-plan. You just use the same again gesture, just this time encircle the lighthouse. Okay, and before we answer that, let us go back a little bit here in your navigation. I hope you did asynchronous material on this book, because this is what are we gonna be using to read the lighthouse. So when you open this book, it will be this one. So actually this is a good book, so I trust that you already familiarized with this. So now focus your attention on this, the lights. Okay, so how to read the lights. So firstly, just a summary, this is the characteristic means sequence and timing, period in total time, meaning flash characteristic, like it should be, whether it should be occulting, flashing and all. Period, how many times the flashes occur, color, the color of the light, height of the light, range in nautical miles, and other additional information. So first off, read this text material. Yeah, I will just summarize this. So firstly, the first information is the characteristic. In this case, it is occulting light, one flash followed by 2 flashes. Next one is how many seconds. Next one is the height above the datum. Next one is the nominal range, how far your eyes can see, and some add-on characteristics. So basically the same here. This is the characteristic flashing, only this time it is white red, and the white is 13 miles away, and the red is 12 miles away that can be seen. And the duration is 7 seconds, and the height is 16 meters. So in summary, this is the characteristic, the duration of the light, the height, the nominal range, and some add-on characteristic. Okay, so keep this in mind before you answer. Okay, so now we go back to Eplan B. So I will answer this two part, and you will answer the other ones. So for example, this lighthouse, yeah. So let's assume you already encircle it. Now we go to its characteristic. Okay, let's zoom it. So let's assume this is your chart. It is already some drawings, some markings, but only for restoration purposes. I will not be encircling or drawing that. Okay, so we answer classification. So we say flashing light 3 times. Flashing light times 3. Okay, if you notice, it's almost the same as this one, occulting. Okay, or flashing twice. So you could say here flashing times 3, or flashing thrice. Color of the light, so if it has no indication, so by default we put white. So period, 5-15 seconds, and elevation is 9 meter. There's no additional information of nominal range, so we just because unlike here, you can see if you 16 feet is the nominal range, but the horizontal distance from 6.5 in your height is 10 feet. Your horizontal distance is 3.5. The light below the horizon is greater. So this is just you see the calculation, some add-ons, but the horizontal distance from 65 feet is 9.7. If your eye is 10 feet, your horizontal distance is 3.7, and the light below the horizon at a distance greater than 9.4 plus 3.7 equals 13.11 miles. So this is just some additional theory, additional calculation. Just focus your idea here: characteristic, seconds, height in datum, and nominal range. So you can see here that there is no add-ons. So nominal range, just put nil here. Next one is the Dandwana light. So this is the Dandwana light, Dandwana Island. So classification, flashing, there is no how many times, so you just put flashing. Color of the white, by default you put white. Period, you put 5 seconds. So that's basically it, what you're going to do. Just put the characteristics of the lights. So you do this, you do this. If some lighthouse, for example, is not so visible, for example this Kapul Island lighthouse, you can see here Kapul Island lighthouse. You can see that it's not so visible, so you just put nil. So should there be any lighthouse that cannot, it's not visible, just put nil. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. And if you will ask this, for example, turning bearing, the only different, so I hope you understand answering all of this because it's just the same. The only difference now is the turning bearing. Okay, so what you're going to do is, for example, Kapul Island Lighthouse. So the turning bearing. So for example, this is Kapul Island, yeah. You measure again. First, of course, you circle this, and then you draw a bearing here. Okay, once you draw a bearing in that light, you take this bearing line and then measure it in the compass rose, and that will be your answer for this question. So again, in summary, basically what you're going to be doing is just use the charts you did for Eplan 3A, encircle the following lighthouse, and answer the characteristics of the lighthouse accordingly. If so it happens that the detail of the lighthouse is not visible, so just put nil. Example, put here nil, or not applicable. So this one, you put a bearing line and then measure the bearing, and you will put the answer here. So I trust that everything is clear. Basically it is relatively easy compared to the other E plans. So that's all. Thank you.